Hey, coach. If you've ever felt, let's admit it, wobbly, apologetic, or overly generous when it comes to your pricing, meaning you give too much away, this episode is your invitation to rise. I'm Kendall, and pricing isn't just strategy. Pricing is actually a sacred standard that you hold for yourself. If your pricing feels like a compromise, a guess, or a performance, it's time to recalibrate. Tune in to today's episode where I'm walking you through the red flags to watch out for with your pricing and the 6 fundamental energetic standards you want to hold for yourself so that you're pricing from power, not from apology. It's all here for you in this episode of the Money Coach School podcast. Let's dive in.
Welcome to the Money Coach School podcast. To really excel at coaching women, you have to be skilled, confident, and even fearless at money coaching. If you're passionate about women holding genuine money power and love supporting women entrepreneurs, then this is the show for you. Now here's your host, money feminist Kendall Summerhawk.
Hello, beautiful coach. Welcome back to the podcast. This podcast is for women in coaching who are done undercharging, done overproving, and so ready to master their coaching business with unapologetic power. How's that for a nice little intro today? I like it. All right, pricing. I love talking about pricing. So let's dive into insights about your pricing that will support you in stopping undercharging and really holding clearly and firmly with your boundaries. So if you're still pricing your offers based on what feels reasonable, what other coaches are charging, or what you think your audience can afford, this episode is your wake-up call. Here's the truth no one wants to say out loud. Undercharging, it isn't humble, it's expensive. If your pricing feels like a compromise, it feels like a guess, or it feels like a performance, it is time to recalibrate. Because your pricing is not just a number, it's a declaration. It's an energetic boundary. It's a portal to your next level of wealth and leadership and freedom. And when you finally price like a woman who trusts herself, everything changes. So let's talk about what it looks like to price like a woman who knows her worth and leads with both soul and certainty. This episode is for you, my beautiful soul, the woman who coaches from soul and gets paid like it. All right, number 1, the cost of misaligned pricing. So let's start here. Pricing from fear is really sneaky. You might think you're being generous, flexible, or accessible, but really you're undercharging because deep down you're afraid. Afraid of hearing no, afraid of seeming too much, afraid that someone won't think you're worth it, afraid of that judgment, afraid of seeming greedy, whatever. But here's what I know. Misaligned pricing drains your energy. It drains your confidence and your capacity to serve at the level that you're meant for. You don't need more marketing or market research or whatever. You need to remember who you are. You are not here to price from fear. You're not here to price for approval. You're here to price from power. So I want to give you 5 red flags to watch for with your pricing. Red flag number 1, if you're adding a lot of bonuses to justify your price, this signals you don't fully trust the core value of your coaching, of your offer, and your clients will feel that. Red flag number 2, if you're explaining the entire offer like you have to prove and convince, and it conveys insecurity, not certainty. It's kind of a desperate feeling inside. It feels really yucky. And if you don't trust your offer, your clients are not going to trust it either. Red flag number 3, if you're feeling resentment about your current rate, that's a sign your pricing is out of integrity with your growth, with how far you've come. Resentment is a clue that it's time to recalibrate and to be honest about the value you bring to your coaching. Red flag number 4, discounting for clients who never even asked for a savings. I hear this from clients all the time. This is often a subtle form of self-sabotage. You're anticipating rejection before it even happens and shrinking your power to avoid that perceived rejection that, again, hasn't even happened. All right, red flag number 5, resisting raising your rates because someone might not be able to afford it. So that's pricing from projection, not leadership. You are not responsible for someone else's money story, only for honoring the value of your own work. And as you've heard me say for decades, Don't climb into someone else's wallet. So I got to call you out on any of these red flags because these are not strategy. They're caving into people pleasing or their self abandonment disguised as generosity. You want to hold yourself as the $1,000,000 coach, as a millionaire in the making. And I talked about how to develop your $1,000,000 self concept in episode 74, which you can find at themoneycoachschoolpodcast.com, or I'll also link to it in the show notes below. Definitely go listen to that. All right, number 2, you don't just charge for your work, you hold the energy of your pricing. To do that, you need standards. Standards give you direction. The way I think of it is they create a floor. In other words, like they create a level below which you don't go. You don't go below your standards. So I've identified 6 fundamental energetic standards you want to hold for yourself regarding your pricing so that you're pricing from power, not from apology. Standard number 1, you lead with philosophy, not fear. Your pricing reflects your vision, your mission, your beliefs about being paid, not what someone else thinks is reasonable. Standard number 2, you anchor the value of your coaching. In other words, you don't sell hours, you sell identity shifts. You sell holding and elevating someone up into their next level. You're selling legacy. Once you've anchored the value in yourself, the next shift is about how you hold your pricing energetically. And that's standard number 3. You price from power, not proving. You don't over-explain, over-give, or over-accommodate. You charge cleanly and trust the right clients will meet you there. And when you stop proving, something really powerful happens. You become the standard. You no longer look outside yourself for validation. And that leads me to standard number 4. You are the standard. You don't lower your price in order to be chosen. You raise your standard and then you call in the women you want to work with who are ready. And from there, how you speak about your pricing really matters. Your voice, your tone, your presence, it's all part of your declaration and presence. So that leads me to standard number 5. You speak about your pricing with soul and certainty. You say your prices out loud, clearly, cleanly, without apology, and no shrinking. And last one, standard number 6, you evolve your pricing as you evolve yourself. This is the final piece. Your pricing evolves as you evolve. It's not a one-time decision. Pricing is a living, breathing reflection of your growth, and you don't wait for permission to raise it. All right, number 3, self-coaching questions. All right, I want to give you self-coaching questions always because we're coaches. So of course I'm going to provide you with self-coaching questions. Oh, and I have something very cool to lead you through in just a minute. You're going to love it. All right, so here are 3 simple questions that will support you in anchoring into a new pricing reality. And you can journal or voice note what comes up for you with these 3 questions. Now, these aren't just self-coaching questions. They're really recalibration tools. So take a breath, slow down, and ask yourself, question number 1, what do I want my pricing to say about my values and my brand? Question number 2, what am I done tolerating when it comes to how I charge? And question number 3, what would it look like to price like a woman who deeply trusts herself? Clearly, there is so much more about pricing, and we will be covering that in upcoming podcast episodes. I promise. I could talk about pricing for about 3 days straight. But today I want to do something a little different with you. I have a brief visualization that I want to guide you through. So if you're driving, you can listen to this, but you'll want to listen to it again when you can be quiet and still for just 2 minutes at the most. And I call this the pricing power reset. So here we go. Take a deep breath in and let it go. One more time, inhale in appreciation for how far you've come. And exhale anything that isn't aligned with who you are becoming. This is your moment. Not to hustle harder, not to over-explain, but to come back home to the truth of your work and the value it holds. Your pricing isn't just a number. It's a boundary, a belief, a bold declaration of what you're no longer willing to tolerate in your business. You're not here to be affordable. You're here to be powerful, generous, well-paid, and respected. Let this be the season where you stop shrinking your prices to fit someone else's fear. and start expanding your income to match your evolution. The women you're here to serve don't need another low-cost offer. They need your highest standard. They need your embodied leadership. They need you to price like someone who trusts her work and trusts herself. So say this with me in your mind or out loud. I price from power, not proving. My pricing is a reflection of my evolution. My pricing is a sacred reflection of my values, my vision, and my leadership. It is not up for negotiation. I price for transformation, not tolerance. I raise my fees when I expand, not waiting to seek permission. I trust women to make powerful money decisions. I trust my pricing. I trust my coaching work. I trust myself. Take a breath in, let that land. Feel the truth of it in your body. You are not here to play small. You are here to lead, to earn, and to rise. This is your next level calling. This is it. Answer it like the woman you're becoming. And you've definitely got this. You have so got this. All right, my beautiful soul. Remember that the high-earning coaches are the ones who deliver results and transformation in every session. If you're ready to coach at a level where your clients get results fast and pay you accordingly, definitely check out my masterclass, The Strategy to Deliver High-Impact Coaching Sessions in Just 30 Minutes. It's your next level standard. And you can get that at kendallsummerhawk.com/30 or click on the link below this episode. Remember, money coaching changes lives, starting with yours. So thank you for listening. Thank you always for your loyalty. And I will see you next week in our next episode. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of the Money Coach School podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you follow so you never miss an episode. Also, I would so love and appreciate if you would leave a 5-star review. Your review supports women just like you in discovering all of the juicy tips and insights I'm sharing here on how to coach women on money. And if you want to learn how to excel at coaching women on money, definitely go to kendallsummerhawk.com and check out the wealth of money coach trainings that we have for you. Thanks so much for being part of this money coaching movement and for tuning into the show every week.